here. Moving my. All right, everybody. We're live. Once again, this is the new way of doing the live stream. So I just want to, anybody who's on here with me, like Jeremy, if you can hear me, just, go ahead and comment and let me know that the audio is working well. Hey, Brad, how's it going? Okay, Katie, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that everything's working. So I wanted to, first of all, come on here, guys, and say I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel and just watching the videos, and hopefully you guys are learning some things here and there. I'm having a blast putting these things out, but also I really enjoy the community that's building under the Goodview Woodworks channel. Sophie Nelson, howdy, how are you? So I had a few things that I wanted to go over this evening. First of all, the last project that I did, which was my computer desk. It's installed, but we haven't gotten the computer or anything into my office. It's actually still inside my dining room. Hey, honey. Will you grab me my LaCroix, please? Anyway, I had a blast building the computer desk, and it turned out really, really nice. So what we're going to do, though, my wife and I still have to finish that room before we put anything in there. So we still need to paint the trim, and we have trim to make for the bay window that's in there. So we have a few things we got to knock out first before this desk can stay in there and all the computer stuff can go in there and whatever. So that office space, I'm kind of been deciding or going back and forth whether I should do smaller projects in there. So that way I can be inside and we can do projects live stream, via the webcam and stuff like that. Jennifer, how's it going? Jeremy P says, sorry, I haven't watched the new video yet. Hey, man, it's all good. I just posted up this morning, so there's still time. So I'm not sure if you guys checked out TotalBoat yet. I'm really liking just their customer service and stuff like that. They've hooked me up. Huh? Yes, thank you, honey. My wife brought me some LaCroix. Can't go wrong with some LA Croix. So just want to talk about TotalBoat. They've done pretty good. I like their product. It works really well. So they've also been their customer. What I was saying was their customer service is actually really, really nice. The guy sent me a couple of hats. He's communicated back and forth, answered all my questions about their epoxy, and it's really, really cool. So that company's really cool. So if you have a chance, go ahead and check them out, and so on. So I'm gonna get to a couple of the comments. Hey guys, this is a Shop Talk Tuesday. So anybody that's watching, feel free to ask any questions that you would like, whether it be epoxy questions or woodworking questions or whatever. If you have any questions, let me know, and the community and I will help answer your questions best we can. So I'm going to go in here and read a few comments. Kula says, hey, what's up? Hi from Cyprus. She's all the way on the other side of the world from me. Jennifer says, where in the Northeast are you, Jeremy? And Brad says, have you tried any artwork projects with epoxy? So Brad, yeah, there was one. It was a cheapskate challenge. If you go back a few videos, and I did like a sunset, kind of like southwest mountainy sunset kind of thing. It was pretty cool. I'm no artist, but it was actually really fun to work with. Is that, you think that's art? And then my wife just reminded me, we made a little dog food stand for Roxy. and she we did kind of like a faux marble thing, and that was pretty artistic, I guess. Jeremy says not really northeast, but northeast Indiana. Um, Jennifer says I like the kits on TotalBoat. One even comes with a heat gun. Yeah, they have some really cool kits. As a matter of fact, when they sent me stuff, they sent me mixing cups and stir sticks and gloves, brushes, all that stuff that I didn't have to go and buy all that stuff separately. Um, Jeremy says, so you said you can epoxy over a photo? Yes, you can. Back in the day, I used fiberglass resin over top of a poster, had no problems. And epoxy is much less harmful than that stuff. So you can totally use epoxy over a photo. Sophie says, it erased my question. Sophie, what was your question? So, so Katie Cummings, that's a great question. Is TotalBoat food safe? I don't know. I I hate to have that answer sometimes, but I really don't know. You'd have to either call in or try to find that on their website. I would say that most epoxy is not safe to like eat food off of, but I would say most of it is okay for incidental food contact. So it's pretty inert. It's 100% solid. As soon as it cures, it's nothing. It's like plastic. So I would say that you wouldn't be able to put it in a bowl in the microwave or anything like that, or put hot food in it and eat out of it. But you could totally, have some like display some cheese and crackers on it and be perfectly fine. So he says it's a long one. Give her a moment. Okay, I'll give you a moment. So a few things. Also have a really big project. So our next project series coming out starting next weekend, not this weekend. We have another kind of like how-to tip video coming up this weekend, which I'm really excited about because I get this question asked all the time. But next week we are going to start the conference table with that huge piece of black walnut. If you guys haven't seen that picture, it's on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram at Goodview Woodworks, it's over there. It was huge. It's about 9 feet long. We're going to do a really cool river table with it. It's black walnut, and we're going to do a black epoxy with it. So it's going to be really pretty, but really. You see my wife just go by on the lawnmower. So the table's gonna be really pretty, but also very professional looking. So not a bunch of crazy colors or any swirls or anything. Just black and black is gonna look really nice. Renee Porter is on, and Jennifer says, "Hey, Nathan's mom." Hey, Renee, how are you? Hey, mom. Sophie says, "Okay, last awesome project that y'all fixed the bad finish, and then after the days of work, the humidity messed it up. Okay, couldn't you have put heat sources in there to fix it?" Well, technically, you could. As a matter of fact, air conditioning actually will dehumidify an area. However, that was my fault. I just didn't know that that it was going to storm. So that was my fault, not checking the weather. And TotalBoat seemed to cure a lot faster than, let's say, Stone Coat Countertops, which has a very long cure time. TotalBoat cured in just a few hours. So it was just enough that where the humidity fell, and the temperature fell, humidity went up, and it was enough to dimple the top. Not a big deal. If you wanted to just add another flood coat on top, like sand down another flood coat on top, you totally could. So heaters would work, but AC also works. I would say the air conditioning would work better because the lower the temperature in the shop, the lower that cures and would prolong and let it flow a lot better. Sophie says, it killed me to see all that work foobarred. It was awful to see. Well, to be honest with you, Sophie, I was going to do a satin finish anyway, and so I had to sand it. It wasn't that big a deal at all. I did not consider that a foobar. I just considered that an opportunity to make a nice looking product with just a little bit more work. Check here. Nick says, hey, bro, checking in late. It's all good. Hey, Mike Cawthon, what's going on? So, hey, guys, if you see Mike Cawthon in the comments here, he just said, sup. That was the guy with the boat that we did that awesome Green River table for him. If you want to go check that out, you totally can. Go back into my videos and go check out that awesome river table for a boat. As a matter of fact, I say yacht in the videos, but he corrected me and said it was a boat. So go check those videos out as well. Hunter Barnes says, what's up, man? Just found the channel a few days ago and love your work. Where are you from? It's a great question. I live in Virginia on the East Coast, just outside of Williamsburg, out in the country. So really cool little area. Katie Cohen says, have you ever worked with ash or chestnut? I have both and a piece of black walnut. So Katie, that's really cool. Cool thing about I have worked with ash and chestnut. As a matter of fact, I have a piece of old chestnut, American chestnut in the shop, which is really cool because American chestnut is extinct. You can't really get it anymore. You can get Chinese chestnut and other things like that, but American chestnut is extinct. So that's a pretty cool tip, just in case you didn't know that. Mark says, on your last video, did you put turtle wax on the desk? Did you use it a lot? Yes, I did use turtle wax as a finish. It was more just like a trial and error. That's why I didn't kind of show exactly what I used. But no, it came out great, worked fine. And so I had no problems with it at all. It was just I had something I had in the shop. Thought I'd give it a try. So he says a weather foobar, not a talent myself. Yeah, same thing. Oh, Brad says, I did your coaster project. It turned out great. Hey, Brad, yeah. If you look, Renee said that she would love to see these pics. I would too. If you go either to my Facebook page, Goodview Woodworks, or my Instagram page, can always send me pictures there. So we would love to see your pictures. Hunter says, I thought I heard the accent. I'm here from North Carolina. I do have a little bit of one. Nothing too crazy, right? My mom says, Renee Porter says, Hunter Nathan's dad is from NC too. Yes, he is. Aaron says, love the finish on the desk, but you made me rethink a full sand on reclaimed wood. So Aaron, what do you mean? What would you have done differently? So Katie says, yeah, that's exactly what I told about chestnut. I'm from upstate New York. Well, how's the weather up there in New York right now? Is it hot, cold? What's it like? Mike Collins says, drop till you see the end of the earth, then turn right. Nathan's house a mile down on the right. Oh, man. Yeah, I live way out in the country. Jennifer says, your wifey is cracking me up. You go, girl. Yeah, she's awesome. She actually loves doing the riding lawnmower. And right now, our yard is crazy. It's out of control. She's just knocking stuff down. She's awesome. Okay, he says hot and storms in New York. Aaron says, I wouldn't have done anything different. Loved what you did. I typically resand the whole thing. Epic work, man. Hey, Aaron, I really appreciate that, man. It really means a lot. Brad says, on tables, do you prefer satin finish or gloss? I actually prefer satin finish, and this is my opinion. I do like gloss. So, okay, I like gloss because there is a depth to it. It has it's very good clarity and awesome depth. However, my personal opinion is that the gloss makes the wood look fake. Um, it looks like it has like a watery finish or a plasticky finish. And just in my opinion, I prefer the satin, but gloss does look really nice. It does catch your eye. You get to see all the cool swirls and things from the pigment a lot better with the gloss. So if I were to have like a faux marble table, I would go with a honed semi-gloss finish. And if I had something with a lot of sparkle and stuff, I may go with full gloss. It all depends on what I'm making, but as far as woodworking goes, I prefer satin finish. Mike Cawthon says satin. I'm gonna have Nathan change the boat table. Yeah, so we'll do a video on that as well. I'll show you how to sand through the grits and get a really nice a really nice satin finish. Differently than adding a poly, because the Stone Coat Countertops epoxy that I use is heat and scratch resistant, and you can totally sand through really high grit and give a nice satin finish without having to put an additional finish on top. So I'll show how to do that as well. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy did mention a really cool thing. So he says, I never found the rules to the latest contest. Where are they? Jeremy, so we've been super busy and I have totally forgotten about posting those things. However, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the date of the next contest until September, the end of September, give everybody a little bit more time. And what I'll do is I'll post a video on all the rules and everything. That way everyone can see and we'll have some more people enter. Does that sound good? So Brad Jackson also agrees with artwork. Gloss looks great. Furniture, satin. I agree. Nick says, "Hey Nathan, what type of wood would you recommend for making a 12-foot farmhouse table with epoxy top?" Um, so I, my personal opinion, if you're going to go farmhouse table, you definitely want to go with a hardwood of some sort. I've seen some black walnut, but my preference to go with a true farmhouse look, I would go with a white oak or a red oak. I think those look really nice. You can have and they give that true farmhouse feel, in my opinion. Oak was more readily available in a lot of places. Oak grows all over the place, and so that's just my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth, but I would like oak for a farmhouse table. Jeremy says, "Awesome." Kula says, "Yeah, gonna make it my finish. Make it finish my project after all." Katie says, "Red oak is beautiful." Yes, and you know what's really cool too is I like quarter sawn white oak. If you have seen any kind of oak and then they quarter saw it, it gives this really cool fleck. I don't know how else to describe it, but the grain swirls back and forth and looks almost like lace. It's really pretty when oak is quarter sawn. And you know what else is pretty cool about oak is it's not super expensive. So oak is always a good choice. So we had a few things coming up as well, guys. If you hang in there with me, we're going to be building a Goodview Woodworks website here soon. That way, you guys can go there and you can see any of the materials and stuff that I use. Sometimes it's hard in the description to see what's going on, and so I'll have my videos there. I'll have all the tools that I like to use posted there. Plus, I think what we're going to start doing is for some of the molds and other things, we're going to do some PDFs that you guys can print out or download to computer. That way, you guys, if you're more of a visual learner and you don't want to keep pausing the video over and over, you can download a PDF and give you step by step plus like some schematics and things like that. Let me know in the comments if you guys would enjoy having something like that, if that would be a resource that you'd be looking for. It'd be great to hear back from you. Brad Jackson says, "Have you ever tried using pallet wood plain down?" Yes. I have never made necessarily a table out of it, but my my wife has made several things out of pallet wood. That was one of the things. I had to go to work out of state, and we were going to go to a this thing called the Daffodil Festival here in Gloucester, Virginia, and I was going to make a bunch of things, cutting boards and things like that, to sell at the festival. And I had to work for 2 months in North Carolina, and so Erin, my wife, went into the shop. She used the planer, busted up some old pallets, and she made some really cool centerpieces for tables, and they sold out. She did a really good job. So we actually have some pallets sitting over in the yard, and whenever we get a chance, I'll grab a few off of there. So yes, I have. To answer your question, I know it's a long answer, but to answer your question, yes. Katie says, where can we find this challenge thing? Sorry, I'm new. Hey, Katie, it's all good. I haven't posted anything on the next challenge yet, but you can go back to my other videos. It's what we call the Cheapskate Challenge. One of the subscribers, his name is Nathan McCarter. He actually came up with the name Cheapskate Challenge. And so each time there are going to be different rules. Essentially what it is, it's an epoxy and woodworking challenge. But we kind of put different rules in place to make it a little bit more challenging. And plus, we want you guys to be as creative as possible. So essentially, it's what it is. One time we did an art piece. Another time, we did. You had a $50 limit on the materials that you could buy, or excuse me, the first time wasn't I did an art piece, but the first time was you had to go into an actual store. You couldn't order anything online, and you had to get all your materials from there. So it's really fun. We have a lot of different rules and things like that. And we change it up each time. That way, it's just more fun that way. So, Katie, that's what it's all about. And it doesn't matter if you think that you have skills or no skills. It doesn't matter. Anybody can enter. And as a matter of fact, I don't choose the winner. What I do is I get my wife and I choose like the top 3 or 4 entries, and then we post them up on YouTube as a poll. And then the subscribers to Good View Woodworks can go and choose the winner. And both times I've sent out a T-shirt, a Good View Woodworks T-shirt, to those who have won. So it's really fun, and it gets the community involved, and just gives us a chance to have a really good time. Jennifer says, I like the whole website idea. As non-Facebook person, I miss things. A website I could access would be really cool. So, hey, Jennifer, I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's coming soon. I don't know the exact date yet. We don't have it down, but it should be, I would say, in the next couple of months, we should have something up. I'm really excited for it. And so be on the lookout for that. Jeremy said that would be great. I get tired of watching people's videos and wondering how to build the stuff, and they don't even say a word in the video. Yeah, I know. It's weird how they label those a how-to video, and they don't even tell you how to do it, right? Crazy. That was one of my goals here on the Good View Woodworks channel, is to the best of my ability, I want to share each and every step so that somebody who doesn't necessarily have the knowledge could then go and make something very similar if they wanted to. So look, my mom says website, please. So that's kind of one of the big things that with the Good View Woodworks channel is my goal is to help you guys to teach, but I'm learning at the same time. I also want to build a community because since I don't know everything there is to know, and there's a lot more smarter people out there that could pitch in. I want to build a community where people can ask any question without feeling silly, and we can make artists and woodworkers and makers out of everyone. So Jeremy says, you better listen to your mother. I do my best. I didn't do so well as a kid listening, but that's what, I got a little older, just a little bit more wiser, I guess. Robert says, will there be a blog where we can chat with others and post our projects? Yes, that is something that I've been looking into, and I'm really thankful that you commented that, because any suggestion that you guys would have for a website that you would enjoy, that you would go there and talk and stuff like that, I would really like your input. So if there's something that you haven't seen on other websites you wish were there, leave them down in the comments. Just let me know what you think. Robert, that was a great idea, and I had been thinking about that as well. That'd be really cool to have a blog on there so everybody can talk and share pictures and stuff. That'd be really cool. Great suggestion, bro. Um, guys, I wanted to give a shout out to a guy reached out to me on Facebook. Uh, he's a deaf artist. So I don't know if you guys caught that. That I signed that. I think I signed that correctly. A deaf artist, and he reached out to me on Facebook Messenger, and he wanted to ask if I would just share his email and things like that. He's into woodworking, and I noticed he has a lot of interest in tattoos and things like that. He's really talented. So I'm going to give you guys his email and also his name. I'm going to list it in the comments here, so that way you guys can check him out. Seems to be a really nice guy. His name's Gabriel, and let me go ahead and type up his stuff. You can go and check out and see what he's got here. So this is his email if you want to reach out to him. I think he would really appreciate it if you guys just shot him an email and just ask him for some pictures and things like that. I know he's wanting to get his name out there, and he also asked me to share his cell phone number, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want to give out too much of his personal information, but and so he just, I wish I'm so new to this technology thing, but yeah. Guys, do me a favor and if you go check out the Facebook page on, the Good View Woodworks page on Facebook, I'll post some of his pictures up there and give his information out there as well. But I just want to give him a shout out. I'm sure it's different. He has a different story than most of us, being that he's deaf. And so if you guys could reach out to him, that would be really good, really great. Nick says the AC will be in by tomorrow. So hey, so Nick Shelton, you putting AC in your shop, bro? Jeremy says 22 watching and only 8 thumbs up. Yeah, hey guys, give me a thumbs up if you would, please. That's all good, man. We don't have to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. And Jennifer says I was number 2, thumbs up. Jennifer, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Jennifer, as well, have you tried anything more on your tortoiseshell idea? Hey, my mom gave me a heart. Thanks. All right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions, shoot them out to me right here really quickly. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this now. But I want you guys to remember to check out my latest video. Also, I have that big conference table coming up next week, and we're going to have some really cool things. And one thing I wanted to share with you before I go is this video that's coming out on Friday. I'm going to go over a question that has been asked a bunch of times on my channel. I'm not going to give it away yet. You guys are going to have to stay tuned to this weekend. But it's going to be really good. And hopefully you guys can learn a little something from me. I learned it from somebody else who pretty much, I asked the question, they taught me. And so now I want to share that with you. It was really important and really helped out the Good View Woodworks business. So that's the only clue I'm giving you. It's a business question. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it for this evening. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for just coming on here and sending me questions and chatting with everybody here in the comments. It's been really great. This is one of my favorite times during the week, is being able to come on here and talk to you guys. And like always, thanks for hanging out with us. You guys have a good evening.